Let's do it.
All right. Uh, Recording. Hey, I'm Aaron Butler with Small Business Nashville, and I'm here with my friend Hiawatha Walker, affectionately known as H by his
That's
friends. And Hiawatha Walker is the founder and owner of Deneka Design Co, which is a marketing and branding agency here in the Nashville area. So, H, just take a moment, kind of tell us a little bit about what services you provide to businesses, to other companies, and then kind of segue into how you became an entrepreneur in the first place.
Yes. So, for instance, we provide services like branding, design, marketing, web dev, web design, pretty much the full gambit. So, anything that you can think of that orbits the world of marketing, we do that.
You can
So,
help me clean up my web page, for instance.
exactly, like someone needs help cleaning up there, or if they need a web page built from ground up, with messaging, design, all of that. We also help companies who have issues with their current branding look and feel. We can take their look and feel, basically tear it down to like its fundamentals and help them build it back up. We're actually doing that with the psychotherapy clinic out of New Jersey.
So
So
kind
that's
of keep the fundamentals of the brand design so it's recognizable, but yet kind of take it to the next level.
correct, because a lot of businesses, especially entrepreneurs, there's a big push to, you got to get out there and just start making money.
Yeah.
And a lot of times your branding, your messaging, all of that kind of, you skate over it a little bit, but it kind of gets pushed on the back burner. But then there comes a point after they've grown their business to a degree, and it's like, oh, there's all this other stuff I want to do. And you know what? My competition, I don't measure up, or my messaging doesn't accurately express or describe what it is that we do. And you need to go revisit that. So a lot of times it's just taking that core idea that the owner had and tearing down all of this hodgepodge that's been built over time, tearing that all away and getting back to that core. And then from that core, building out the right way.
And it's nice too to work with professionals that know branding, because for me, anything that anybody does, that any graphic designer does, is better than what I would do for myself. So I see it and I'm like, yes, it's a logo, it's great, perfect.
Right.
And it
Right.
may be, but it might not be the best, and it might not really speak to the kind of mission of the company as well as it could. So
Exactly. Because there's a language, even though people don't necessarily realize it, there is a language, or there are notes that people expect depending on whatever industry you're in. And a lot of times people kind of miss those notes. It would be like a spa company, someone opening a spa, business or service or whatever, and they, for whatever reason, love the Monster drink can. And it's like, I want that look for, and it's like, nah.
but it's a spa.
Right. But it's a spa. And it's like, but I love that. And it's like,
Yeah.
you're going to miss.
Imagine Monster drinks get you like, and a spa is supposed to relax you. So imagine your spa experience when someone's in the hot tub with you, like,
That's really it. That's really it, though. That's really it. Yeah.
The right direction. So how did you end up, when you and I met, we were both working for, a major corporation. How did you finally make that leap? It had been, like you said, you've been doing it a little on and off since college, but to segue into that full time is an act of faith that is very tough to muster.
Yeah, so there were some transitions that happened at my job, in our department, the marketing department, and it kind of right. So it turned out to be a blessing, because it opened a door and created an opportunity for me to, kind of take a leap of faith into something that I'd been toying with since college. But it was like, all of these clients that have been wanting to give me more work, but I've had to turn some of it down because I had a full-time job. Let me reach out to them and see what actually they have on the books that could, and at that time I was just trying to fill up to the end of the year for like a couple of months. And so it
When
turns
did you
out
start, Denica? Like full time. When did it?
full time was 2 years ago, roughly around it's around
Okay.
Late November, early December of what would that be, 2018?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So
Congratulations, coming up on a 2-year birthday.
thank you. Yeah, yeah. It still blows my mind sometimes to think that, still paying bills and
Yeah.
still able to do some things, but
Is it one of your regrets that you didn't do it sooner?
it really is. It
Yeah.
really is. I for a while, like just as of late, after I've realized like there really is a degree of like trust and being okay with not knowing. And that's the hard part
Yeah.
because, when you come from that full-time job life, that 40 hours a week work week life, you're just so used to that check hitting,
Man.
right?
Yeah.
And and there's nothing wrong with that because you know those that's needed, that has to be there for all of this to work.
Right.
But there are some people that it's like you just know, like, man, why are we sitting here on the east of the Mississippi, man? There's something on the other side of that
Yeah.
Mississippi
Right.
River, right?
Yeah.
Load up the
You know,
wagon.
it's funny because for the longest time, when you're living paycheck to paycheck, because you're waiting on that paycheck, right? And you got
Right,
like 3 or 4 paychecks out ahead of you already
right.
spent in your head or on paper,
Exactly.
right? You're
Exactly.
like, I'm gonna write you a check, and can you hold it till the third of 2 months from now?
Right.
Uh, you really do begin to count on that, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
but I always felt like I was trying to fit into someone else's mold. And I don't feel like I
Right.
really found any kind of level of success until I like created my own persona, my own mold.
Right.
And then everyone else needs to
Yeah.
either you like, I can somewhat be controversial sometimes. So like 50% of the people who meet me like me, and
Mhm.
50% of the people who meet me don't. And there's
Yeah.
very rarely a lukewarm middle. But I can make enough money to make a living off the 50% of the people who
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, you're spot on. I mean, because you don't want to disrupt that flow, right?
Right.
Like you yes sir and you yes ma'am, and you walk the chalk line, and you dress to the codes, and you do everything exactly. Exactly. You don't want to disrupt that flow. But like you said, man, the water tastes different, the air smells different. Like
That's
well,
funny.
I mean, it
Yeah.
literally, and I think that was one of the biggest things for me, like the first year of doing it, even though it's like detaching. Oh man, it's so crazy because you hear people say stuff like that, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. But for
Yeah. Yeah.
real, like detaching from that matrix, man,
Yeah.
like it's an adjustment.
Let's be
And
honest, though. It's easier to do. It's easier to take that leap of faith when we've already banked up a little bit of money in the
it
bank
is,
account.
it is,
Sure.
but there comes a time when it's like, man, that safety net, it's a little thin. I
Yeah.
can't, I can't fall,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like,
I
and
have
so
like the margin of error. Like when I get to this point here,
right.
maybe it's time to start looking for a new gig, right? Like,
Yeah, that's always there,
yeah.
right? It's
I try
always
to stay up
that.
here. Yeah.
You got to. Yeah, when you see it getting to that point, it's like, okay, let's
We got to
turn
turn up. Yeah, you got to turn up the
up.
dial on one of two things: either your business
Right.
development efforts or a job search. But something has got to
Exactly.
kick into high gear.
Something's got to give for
So
real.
you know, what would you say is next for Deneca? Do you have kind of it in your forecast to hire full-time employees or utilize contractors and a growth, or do you feel like that? Well, it is obviously a strange time to be making a wish list and trying to execute on it.
Mhm.
It doesn't seem like we know what's going to happen at 2 o'clock today,
Yeah.
much less
Yeah.
6 months from now. So what's the wish list? What do you have in store?
Yeah. The I think the big wish list is definitely to continue growing. I want to continue to bring on new clients that are, fun to work with, that, you see you're making a difference in their business and what they're doing. That's always great, rewarding. It motivates you to just get up every morning. And definitely growing to the point where, we're already working with contractors, which I'm excited about. I mean, especially now with this whole COVID situation, being able to give other people work, like I really enjoy that. And definitely I want to take that to the next level to where we grow Deneca to where we can actually hire on people. But, you know, everything is changing. Like it's not the same anymore.
Right.
Like it's a new world.
I was turning business away in February. Like, I can't do it. I can't. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
don't have the bandwidth. But now I'm like, dude, please, may I have
Yeah.
some more?
Yeah. And that's another part of it, right? It's like, I was actually reading an article on Forbes. I had actually posted it up on my LinkedIn where they were just talking about this post-COVID survival mentality that business owners, entrepreneurs are, you're not gonna have, like, you have to start thinking that way. And one of the things that they were kind of describing was, man, you can't leave any, like, no scraps get left on the table.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
none.
You literally have to maximize every opportunity you have.
Everyone.
And, I use that as a small business owner. People, it can be really tough sometimes in the recruiting industry because I call small, medium, and large businesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love to get the large business opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
but they generally look for more of a one-stop shop, right? Because
Right.
I focus on contract to hire opportunities.
Right.
And no, do I want you to give me 100 positions?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, give me 100 positions. I can't fill them all because I'm independent. I'm one individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
I prefer, give me 3 or 4, really difficult things you need help with, and let me hone in on them and get it done.
Right.
So clients will ask me, what's kind of the, the value proposition with you, and I'm like, well, if you go to a big company, my voice cracked. Oh, well, I'm just maturing. I'm just hitting my stride, and my voice is changing. And that's it. I haven't even hit my stride yet.
It's that second
so I'll tell them, you go to a big company and partner with them, they could lose your business. They could screw it up and lose it. And it hurts, but it's more hurts their pride than their pocketbook. I lose your business. I mean, it's a big deal. Like, you're never going to have
right.
flip and front head spring for you the way I'm going to do, right? I'm going to pick up the phone. You need to talk to me at 9:30 at night or on a, Saturday or Sunday. Like, you're getting me on the phone. Just and so I think with small businesses, we're hungry, we're nimble, we're flexible, and we're able to serve in a different way because we don't have to go through 5 layers of bureaucracy to
Absolutely.
what you need, right?
Absolutely. And it's funny because it's like a lot of times, I noticed this, like the company that we worked at, the way that, I wanted to build my team was from the perspective of, if you look at all these, like these marketing, these creative agencies that, you kind of admire, you kind of desire to be like them, all that stuff. Like, they're the big sexy agencies and stuff. But, I was in that for a while. I mean, I know how the inner workings work. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors. And
I mean it's sexy.
Yeah, well,
once you get up close.
Right. It's not, it looks good when it's wrapped up in the tight dress, but there's a lot of plastic, silicone, like it's not real, like it's not 100%, but
saw you from 50 yards away and was like,
right.
And then I saw you from 5 feet away and was like,
right.
Yeah.
So the concept was like, okay, how do we bring the essence into what we're doing? And it's like, look, why can't we get the talent that they're pulling and bring it here? So we kind of worked some things out, and we started getting really good talent. Well, saying all that to say, like, after we built the team and we got good talent there, and we had started getting our synergy and getting our strides where we're doing work on the level of a one of those agencies that you would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to do a campaign or
Yeah.
whatnot with. We're doing it for a fraction of the price. Plus, we're in-house, so we're really devoted to the work. We're not just
Right.
trying to get the check and move on. Taking that approach to actually caring about the work, partnering with the client, having having some skin in the game, right? Like, it isn't just about the check. It's about, this is a representation of us. That's what we want. That's what I want Deneka at the core to be, and that's what we work to be. The
Awesome.
clients that we do have, we're very devoted to them, and they know that, and that's why they've been coming back. They've been giving us more business, and we're essentially their in-house marketing team by de facto.
It's
You
a
know,
great place to be, man. I've only got a couple
yeah.
clients that I've got some smaller, business owners that kind of
Hmm.
utilize essential recruiting as a somewhat in-house recruiting team and somewhat,
Yeah,
in-house HR
yeah.
consultant. Like they don't have an HR professional on site, so they call me up if
Hmm.
uh, you know, employee issues, disciplinary issues,
Hmm.
that's a discipline kind of stuff, and how do I handle this?
Right.
And that's just a value add I don't charge for when you're my client, right? Like I don't mind putting
Hmm.
giving you great advice. Um, but man, thanks for jumping on with us today. And are there
Absolutely.
any other small businesses you? Oh, by the way, thank you for um, putting us on to Men Tech that we got to talk to a Small Business
Yeah,
Nashville.
right on.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Karen's amazing, and love the work she's doing over there. And
Cool.
any other kind of small businesses that you utilize, even local restaurants in the area that you like to eat at. What
Yeah. I was gonna say, as far as local restaurants, uh, Sabadi, which is,
Sabadi?
yes, they are a Thai restaurant here in Murfreesboro, which is like amazing.
How do you
That,
spell that? Sabadi, Sabadi.
oh man, you're gonna make me butcher it. I have to send
Ah,
it to
just
you. I have
look
to
up
send it to you.
Sabadi in Murfreesboro,
There
Tennessee.
you go.
Thai
There you go.
restaurants in Murfreesboro. There
Yeah,
can only
yeah.
be so many
Yeah,
Thai
definitely a
restaurants in
shout to
Murfreesboro.
them. And then Pivot, the Pivot School for sure.
Oh
With,
yeah,
yeah,
oh, about
definitely.
that's the development school. That's,
Yes,
that's
yes.
Karen mentioned. Is it Pivot Academy or what is it?
Yeah, I think it's Pivot Tech. I'll look it up and find it for sure. But yeah, they're doing a lot of great stuff with helping people. Yeah, Pivot Technology School for
Okay.
sure. They're definitely doing a lot of great stuff helping people make that transition, especially now into this whole digital, workplace,
Hmm.
with all these new opportunities to find work and find jobs that, people may not have known about or have had access to. you know with tech, things move so quick that, you could be in a job for years, and then something happens, and then it's like, okay, let me get back into the workforce, and all of that stuff is gone, which is,
There's a Disney song that's been applicable for pretty much like every 3-month transition. A whole new world,
yeah. For
an
real, it really
exciting
is.
point of view.
It really is. It's all new. It's all new.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, thank you. And we're going to be having you back again on Small Business Nashville.
Yeah, please
A
do.
regular fixture on this online show. And,
Cool.
if you guys out there have any recommendations for small businesses in your area you'd like to utilize, please do. Send them to thegoodfightnow@gmail.com. Again, that's thegoodfightnow@gmail.com. And, we look forward to hearing from you. All right, man. I'll talk to you
All
soon.
right. All right, man. Thank
See
you.
if I can do this without ruining the whole thing again.